Welcome to the OFF199 podcast. We are your co-hosts, Jay.
Music nerd.
And Dap.
And we're just a few Miami boys who love talking about South Florida sports and want to bring it to you. So, without further ado,
Off 199 starts now.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Off 199th. I know we've been gone for a while, but it is good to be back. Back with my regular co-host, Jay. What you been up to, man? How you doing?
Been doing good, man. Been doing good. Life is good.
All right. My other brother, Jay Jack, how you been doing?
I've been working, man. Been working.
And one of our resident FSU alums, Nick, how you been doing, bro?
I'm good. Life is good.
All right. Well, life is good. Well, life is not good for all of us, unfortunately. And now we're gonna talk about that the Dolphins, unfortunately. So it's the end of an era. Tua's gone, Tyreek's gone, Mike McDaniel is gone. So Dolphins fans,
Is it really an era though?
well,
Yes, Nick.
it's
Yes.
one of the like Ajax has said over this podcast, and if I agree with him, it's been one of the more successful eras since Danny Marino has left. So how does it feel to say
Been
goodbye
the
to
most
your
successful
favorite
era
guys?
since Dan Marino's left.
So Ajax, let's start off with you. How do you
That's
feel?
crazy. That can't be true.
It's the
It
truth.
is. And we're gonna back it up. Ajax, I want you to start off and talk about it.
All right, I'm the youngest out of this group, so y'all probably have like a little bit more appreciation for like the early 2000s than I do. I doubt it because I've seen the records, but
Mm.
I don't know. This is like this era, this two era, you want to call it. I know from outside looking in, like as Nick said, it's like this was an era to y'all. This was like success for y'all. Like yes, it was. Like at the end of the day, these are the Dolphins. The Dolphins. Like
Yeah. Oh.
this is not a good franchise. Historic, like ever since Marino left, it's not a good franchise. I can't even say historic because we had the undefeated season and we had Dan Marino. But ever since I've been alive, we've been a laughing stock. And yes, bro, this been the most successful era since Dan Marino. Like Tua Tagovailoa is the best quarterback since Marino in Dolphins jersey. He's better than Tannehill. He's better than Pennington. He's better than all them guys. He is. Nick, everything you think about is nostalgia. Everything you think about is nostalgia. Them guys
I don't
wasn't as
have
good
that
as
much
Tua, bro.
nostalgia. I don't
That's
have that
like,
much.
so I've been seeing like the reaction to this of two of this, two of that. I'm like, bro, if you really want to be honest and look at overall how the Dolphins, and how the Dolphins did the Tua era, I honestly feel like they fucked over Tua more than the Tua like
Then two fucked over them.
yeah, like coming in toxic head coach. Because he only started Tua that first season to prove that he was ass. To basically embarrass him.
Yeah.
Not even to like try to like develop him, to try to embarrass him out the league. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they took his first it's like they didn't take his first 2 years seriously. And then they kind of like tried the next couple years, but at the end of the day, they didn't build up the old line. They got him some weapons, no doubt. And then some bad luck mixed in. So it's like overall era. I gotta say thank you to Tua, honestly, because that's the best Dolphins football has ever looked in my lifetime. That's the most enjoyable the Dolphins have been in my lifetime. So it's like I don't look back at the 2 years with like disgust. Obviously, like it was last year that was a terrible year.
Sad.
Like last year was a terrible year, like no doubt. Like I can't even dispute that. He even admitted he played bad, he played terrible. But looking at his Dolphins tenure overall, like all I have is gratitude for the man, honestly. Like obviously, like he said some dickhead things and did some dickhead things, but I think people underestimate how badly Dolphins media treated him as well. And how badly Dolphins media was like on his ass constantly. I don't blame the man for like snapping every once in a
Not
while. You know
even
what I'm saying?
Dolphins media, national media as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
national media was like really weird towards Tua constantly about like a lot of stuff. Even that Ryan Clark, like that Ryan Clark back and forth was like a perfect example of it. Like Ryan Clark don't know the man, and he's saying he's this, he's that, and like Tua had to be like, come on, bro, like I'm a man at the end of the day. You can't be saying that about me, bro. So it's like certain things they were just really obviously like I mean fans always gonna be weird about like they starting quarterback to to an extent, but Dolphins fan really took it to another level. Even as Dick Eaters and his haters, it's like two sides, like two like it's kind of like two extremes, really. But overall, happy with happy with Tua. Did the best he could, in my opinion. Obviously, could have did better, but with injuries and the way the Dolphins never took O line seriously, uh, it's hard for me to get in that. It's really hard for me to look back at this and be like, damn, it's Tua's fault. I look at it like, damn, it's more Chris. I more look at Chris Greer than anything.
Oh yeah.
But that's
Oh
what I
yeah.
really look at as the main culprit of all this.
Chris Greer is a villain in all this, and I feel like people are not giving him his fair due. And
No,
that's what
I
disappoints
think
me.
because of Tua's last year, and Chris Greer getting fired mid-year, they kind of forget that like all this is his making.
And he's
So
trash. Yeah.
yeah, he sucks.
But Jay, what do you have to add?
I like to add that please, Philip, clip up Austin's the first part of Austin's rant because he's 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's wrong with the Dolphins fans. Like, I don't know what they expect or whatever like that, or what they think they deserve. They deserve, but all I've known to Arrow to be is winning season. Like the only losing season was when he was hurt or last season. Like, other than that, he won more games than he lost when he was completely healthy. So it's like
I
I
mean,
don't
all
know
these
what. I'll go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, but
I
like
don't know what people are like even trying to chase or whatever. Yeah, he could have been better in late game situations. Yes. But that's not all. This nothing. None of this era was Tua's fault at all. He was the best quarterback we had in over 20 years. And once people, I got into arguments begrudgingly on social media about it with people I thought were actually good football knowers, but just the hate of the delusion of thinking that it was all on him that they lost because of him is just retarded. Excuse my language, not retarded, but just lazy. It's lazy. It's lazy.
fandom.
Lazy fandom. Lazy analyst too.
Mm-hmm.
Very lazy analyst. Putting it all on him. Very lazy about that because you're not looking at the whole field. I don't know if y'all were looking for Tom Brady, who I don't particularly like at all, but I don't know what they're looking for.
I think what adds to the dislike is because Dolphins fans think that we should have had this quarterback and that quarterback, and we ended up with Tua. Like they think we should have Lamar Jackson. They
But
think
that's
we should
another
have had
thing
Tom Brady.
too. That's another thing too. What makes you think these quarterbacks they all think that we should have would pan out the same way as they have in other cities?
That's true
That's a
too.
very good. That's a very good point.
Nah, but like you
Like,
go through but you ask Dolphins, like you ask like more so older Dolphins fans, we could have Lamar Jackson. I'm like, bro, Lamar Jackson was never getting traded during that little dispute that him and the Ravens had, bro.
mhm.
That was the most blatant that was the most blatant case of collusion I've ever seen in my life. Like he was never getting traded.
I mean, the
Like
Ravens have built their entire not even just their offense, their organization. They built around Lamar Jackson. They
he
weren't
was
letting him
never
go.
getting traded. He was never getting traded. So the Dolphins didn't really sincerely think that that we should have been in on. He was never going anywhere. He was
Yeah,
never leaving.
and I
So
think
what I know,
the
and
biggest example of that was the Sean Washington thing.
that's exactly what I was about to say too. But then you look at how that's worked out for Cleveland. You're just kind of like, yeah, no. So I think to add on to that, I think that people have like even us. I know I overreacted there times to it, to a political, but when you look back on it and like it's the truth is like I think that's one thing that Miami fans have to realize is how out of touch we can be with things and with reality sometimes, especially when it comes to the Dolphins, because there's so much nostalgia that's left on it. I mean, the best seasons from the 70s, we still hang on to the undefeated thing. You know, we still hang on to the fact that we had Dan Marino, who's probably one of the best pure passers of all time. But the fact of the matter is Dan Marino wasn't able to get a success, especially after he went to the Super Bowl in 1984. He never went back.
Yeah.
Like we went to a couple AFC Championship games. That was it. Like he never like the thing is, so you're looking at it. We haven't been back to the AFC Championship game since before I was born. I'm 35 years old, about to turn 36 in a month. So I'm like, that is ridiculous. And I think that Miami fans, I think one, and this is one thing that's happened with this Bam Adebayo thing that we'll talk about later. We have a tendency to not live in the fucking moment, excuse my language, and enjoy things. We should have lived in the moment and enjoyed what we had with this Miami Dolphins thing, what Mike McDaniel was able to do, what Tua was able to do, where and I think that he took a little bit, maybe a little bit too much credit, to be honest. But the thing is, the fact of the matter is, too, these last two coaches, they only won on the field when he played. When he didn't, they lost. And that's the thing is with our offensive line. And now I've been telling people, because people have asked me a lot of my opinion because they know I'm a Dolphins fan. I said I was always upset that Miami never truly invested into it. And I'm not talking about giving him Tariq and Jalen and Devon Achane and Ronnie. I'm talking about giving an offensive line. We talked about it on this podcast a lot. That's why I feel like Chris Greer is the villain here and always will be for it. I don't even blame Mike McDaniel. I think Mike McDaniel did the best that he could. Yeah. I do think the defense caught up a bit to his offensive flair, but at the same time, I still think he made the offense competitive as possible too. So this year it was not good. I know we were hoping for more, but it was not good. It started off bad with the Colts game. There are times when it got worse, but there are times when I feel like they honestly did the best of their ability. But the problem was, we said it on this podcast, Tua had to be perfect for this team to win, and that's just not feasible. But even then, he still won 7 games. So, and at a team that I feel like was just not very talented at all. So, we're heading into a new era. We'll see how it goes. But as an outsider looking in and someone who invested in Tua in fantasy, what's your reaction?
God, did that backfire? I thought this was going to be a bounce back year for Tua as far as putting up stats. Maybe not necessarily winning games, but stat-wise, I really thought this was going to be a bounce back year for Tua. I understand both sides. You guys are correct. I mean, first off, it's really sad that the expectations are so low for you guys.
Well, I have to be realistic. There's a reason why we are the longest tenured team right now without a playoff win. It's not because we're teaming with success. It's because this team has sucked for a very long time.
I know, it's so bad. But when you use the phrase, I fondly look back at the 2 years as a success, or no, you guys didn't say success, but you like it wasn't a failure, which I don't know. So on one hand, for me, it's always been Tua doesn't necessarily pass the eye test, right?
Yeah, I think that's part of it too. Yeah,
I mean, that's legitimately what it is. He doesn't pass the eye test. It looks like he holds on to the ball when he shouldn't be, but that whole system was designed on timing. So if the route's not there originally, you either throw it away or you take the sack. So that you can't hold that on. You can't really hold that against him for too much. But at the same time, it's like, heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you're the quarterback. You're supposed to be a leader. I think that team failed a lot because of leadership. One, it was poorly constructed. The fact that you don't have an offensive line with a quarterback that one is undersized. That's like imagining Drew Brees trying to have the career that he had at that size with no offensive line was insane. That's how he broke his collarbone in San Diego. So, I mean, you can't hold that up because it was a poorly constructed team. Offensively, it was, weapons-wise, specialty-wise, it was phenomenal at one point. I think the biggest problem was that you guys peaked as soon as Mike Daniels got there, and then you guys never reached that again.
That's where,
I disagree.
So many injuries. So that's why your casual fan
I disagree.
gets upset. Why do you say that?
Injuries,
because I think they peaked the second year.
The Titans game was devastating, and I know we've come back and talked about it a lot. But losing Connor Williams, losing our defense, our whole defense line that year,
and that was the second year. That wasn't as soon as he got there. That was the second year of his tenure.
That's his second year. That's peaking pretty much as soon as a coach gets there.
No, you have a whole year. Well, I guess all right. I say it's the middle of it.
But 6 seasons. It's been 6 seasons now.
No, it was like what, 4?
No,
he's been there for. He was there 4 years.
4
years.
Yeah, he was there 4 years.
6 for 2, 4 for Mike Daniels.
6 for 2 or 4 for Mike Daniels. Okay, well, he changed a lot of things in his second year there. You guys peaked. You went to playoffs. Y'all had that run. I mean, and then you guys just never met that. I mean, you can blame Miami, well, especially Miami society, where everybody wants something microwaved in an instant product.
Yep.
Nobody's willing to wait for the buildup any longer. So there's that problem too. But I mean, uh, I just think it was a poorly constructed team, is why you guys failed, and then injuries killed you guys.
Oh yeah, Chris Greer's the
Injuries
villain here.
killed you guys.
I think Chris Greer deserves a lot more credit for the downfall of this.
Yo, he shouldn't get. Yo, he shouldn't get another job in the NFL.
As far as I'm concerned. So that's the thing. Like, I'll say this: Brian Flores is a lot of things that didn't work, but what was true is when he told Greer and what's his name, our owner, he said, "Look,
Yeah.
I'm here trying to change this culture, but the thing that's been constant is losing and YouTube for the last 20 years." He's not wrong. He wasn't wrong about it.
Greer's been there
And
for that long.
Yeah, he's been in the organization for a long time.
And then after he made that statement, Chris Greer got another 5 years. So that just kind of shows you where we're at, basically where the Dolphins were at. But that's the thing too. The Dolphins, I feel like Stephen Ross has been very stubborn in a lot of things as he's done as well. So I mean, if you believe the whole collusion with Brady thing, and I don't know about that, there's that part too.
And we get fined for that, so that's true.
Yeah, we did. So
I don't understand how ownership chooses to spend the money. One year he's willing to spend the money, and the next year he's not willing to spend the money. Doesn't make sense to me.
Because he thinks that he's going to get profit one year, but then when he sees that he doesn't, he's like, well, maybe hold up, wait, luxury tax. Luxury tax is not a joke, especially in the NFL. So I think that's what really happened in that situation.
What really pissed me off is y'all were good that second year defensively. Y'all were actually really good, and then you let all the defensive players go.
Well, yeah, I didn't like.
I mean, they got hurt.
Mm-hmm. And but also Van Ginkel leaving after Chubb and Phillips got hurt made no sense to
me. Us choosing whatever that nigga from the Bucks and him retiring the offseason over Van Ginkel. That was such a fucking embarrassment.
Yeah, and I'm just like
that, and then letting what's his name go?
Who?
He ended up doing
Wilkins?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that actually probably worked out for us. I can't lie.
I think his career would have been different. I think it would have been different.
I think his loss of leadership really hurt the last 2 years.
Yeah, I think it would have been different. I think his home, where he was going to be the best at, was in Miami, and when he went somewhere else, he was trash.
Because he's weird, and I think Miami had gotten used to his weirdness. But
that's a hilarious way to put it. But yeah,
he was like, "Look, man, he's just a weird dude, and people are off put by it." That's what he said.
Yeah.
And so, that's just really comes down to. All right, so let's move on to what Miami has done in the free agency wise. Malik Willis is signed to be the replacement for Tua. How do y'all feel about that? And does this really change anything in your mind? Jay, let's start off with you this time.
I'm not sure. I didn't watch this past NFL season that closely. I was more focused on college football because that was what was more exciting to me. Just being honest. Malik Willis, I saw he's been the talk of the town in the offseason. So I'm guessing, I'm hoping that he does well. Maybe that his stint in Tennessee was purely just organizational based. We do need, I think the way of the quarterback does need to be more mobile, and bigger stature. He does have that stature or whatever to be more injury averse, but I'm hoping that he's better. I'm hoping for him. I'm cheering for him.
Man, I mean,
I'm so irritated by the fans, and this is my fault. It's totally my fault. It's like I'm just like same. Look, here's how I kind of view it. Like they're hyping up his capability and how he moves, and he looks like a stronger quarterback. And to Nick's point, he gives the look, whatever like that. But to me, it's just gonna be like different problems, probably the same issues. Cause he has a big arm, but can he make the simple throws? And throughout his career, that's kind of been his problem. He can't make like the simple throws that can just move offense down the field. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to me, how I know it's gonna go is gonna be different problems, same issues. You know what I'm saying? So, I hope for the best. You know, black quarterback in Miami. I'm never gonna not root for. I'm never gonna like not root for him. But I'm realistic too, man. And I'm just like, he only threw he threw the same amount of passes that Quinn Ewers has thrown last year. So like, this is like a proven guy. This is someone that we're taking a chance on. And I get the thinking of, okay, we're low key in a tanking year. That's what we should be doing. Let's take let's like take a chance on a quarterback, and maybe and if we find a quarterback, we don't have to spend a first pick on a quarterback. We already found our quarterback, which is fine. That's not something that I would have preferred, honestly, to be totally honest. But I get the rationale of it. But knowing just seeing how he was last year and just knowing how he was coming out, it's probably gonna be different issues, same result. So I mean, hey.
Nate, do you have an opinion? Did you watch any Malik Willis of last year?
He looked all right. All right. This is truly what this move feels like. It feels like he's just a placeholder for whatever is coming next. I don't really think you guys are vested that heavily in him. You guys gave him a decent bag. So it's not like you don't look like you crazy overspent for him because it's only a 3-year contract. And then it's like, okay, well, if this doesn't work out, we have a potential plan for the future type situation. It's really giving me Jacoby Brissett vibes, where it's like you bring him in, he's just good enough, but he can never take you over the top. Let's see what he has type vibes.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't think he's anybody you build your team around, and I don't think he's necessarily given that impression. I mean, when he's had to play last year, he was good. Um, I can't knock him for that, but also he's had some years where he's done very little. Um, and I don't think what he showed last year overshines or outshines what he's done previously. So we'll see. I don't think it's a bad pick. I don't think it's a good pick. I just think it's like, okay, well, this is what we're holding place for right now. We'll create some type of quarterback battle in our locker room and see who comes out on top. That's really what I think.
Well, I mean, I thought it was inevitable. I mean, Miami went a very Green Bay-ish way of changing it up. So, they're going to go with what they're comfortable with. So I don't really
He
blame
played in
them.
Green
So,
Bay. He needs to know the system. So
yeah. So that's the coach. It was a Green Bay coach. Is a Green Bay GM now that we had. And so, that's the way they're going to do. They're going to do something they're comfortable with while they try to do a rebuild here. My thing is with the Dolphins, just be consistent, whatever it is. It's like if you're going in that way, if you're tanking, that's fine. Everything
I don't
just
think they
commit to
are,
that.
which would be stupid. But yeah.
So because I think now this draft coming up may not be the best. I mean, you guys still got some really good players and everything like that, but the next year I think it's going to be really, really good as far as quarterbacks go too. So I would rather go for that. So we'll see what happens here. So I mean,
is it an open quarterback battle? Like, is that
not
what's
from what I
openly
understand.
being discussed
Not from what I
between
understand. From
him
what
and
I
you?
understand, he was signed to be the starter. Quinn Ewers it will fight for the backup position.
Which
Like
I'm fine. Which I'm fine with, honestly, because people will try. People look. I will say I do prefer the years out route. I do prefer that because it's like, if you want Quinn Ewers to be your starting quarterback, then like, why would you just release Tua? That's kind of how I feel. Kind of how I feel about it. But yeah, for sure.
But I mean, for me, if you're going to swallow $99 million, and I guess then you sign a quarterback for 70 something, then he better be your starting quarterback. So as far as I'm concerned,
yeah.
So
I thought it was 67 mil.
Now it's like 71. Like I think it's up to at least. So up to, I'll say that. So it's a new era in Miami, like we just talked about, a very Green Bay.
Right?
I think 3 for 71. I could be. I'll look back up.
It is 3. I think it's a little bit more than that.
Yeah. So I think it's more guaranteed.
Yeah.
So
look it up.
it's a new era in Miami. So how do you expect the Miami fan base to react to it? Nick, actually, let's ask you since you're kind of honorary with us in this. How do you expect us as a fan base from what you've seen so far to react to this new era in Miami as Dolphins
I
fans?
think a lot of y'all fans are gonna have Julian's take and just be like, it's another wasted season. We'll see. I'll follow passively. I really don't know how hard you guys are gonna be going rooting for the Dolphins this year, to be honest with you.
I get you, man. Hey, Jack, what do you think?
I think they're happy that Tua's gone, so they're gonna be really excited, and then they'll be really disappointed when games actually get played, and they'll be like the same old when it comes to that type of stuff. So
You guys shouldn't be expecting too much. Who's in the wide receiver room? Jalen Waddle and
that's
who
it.
else?
That's
it.
it. That's
Jalen
it.
Waddle, that's it.
That's it.
Jay, what do you think?
I don't think nothing. It's like, bro,
Exactly. I told you. I knew it.
I don't.
Like, go
There's
Hurricanes.
nothing there. Like, I
Yeah.
guess I'm excited to see if if Chop and our other first round pick from last year develops into something. But other than that, like,
And
I don't think we have a good secondary. I don't think we have a linebacker room anymore. Who we have at O line? Nobody. Devon A Chain. We need a second back to emerge.
yeah,
Because Devon A Chain.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm surprised he didn't get traded. Cause I heard some
That was
Godfather
an
offers came
overwhelming
across.
rumor he was going to get traded.
Yeah, like I heard some Godfather offers that like a
They
first and
probably
like
wanted to what for?
a first and a second was offered for them.
No,
Oh
I
wow,
heard
they
that people
turned it
were
down.
calling the Dolphins. People were calling the Dolphins for him.
A
And proposing
first
them.
and a second, which is like for a running back. Hey, I ain't know running back still went for a lot these days, but yeah,
No, H.N. has a
Wow.
very good reputation around the league right now. So
people want him.
if they were going to, this is when you sell high, and I was surprised that they didn't. So
Yeah, he doesn't have the prototypical back size.
Yeah.
But he's and I don't know this. I don't know the new OC is how he's gonna use them. I'm curious to see how the offense is gonna look, but yeah, I'm not expecting much. I'm expecting like 6-11, maybe 5-12.
yeah, that's more so. I mean, we could be I'm expecting another double digit loss season for the Dolphins. But moving on to something a bit happier. Let's go on to the Heat. The Heat have been red hot lately, though we did lose last night to the Magic for the 5th time this season, which is just embarrassing for me.
Yeah, Magic are on a tear right now. Let's go.
And speaking
they're
about
all
tears
close
right now,
games, though.
Bam has been playing at an all NBA level. Went second set the modern NBA scoring record the other night for 83 points. So let's first talk about Bam and your reaction to this 83-point game. For me, I know I put something on this channel. I talking about how I wanted Heat fans to live in the moment. This was before we kind of got the backlash of some of the salty players again from the league. Hey, Jack, I know we talked about it a little bit. And you talked about how, it's Bam, so that's kind of how you expected the reaction to be. What was your reaction to his game?
Just proud of him. I think no one really deserves it more than him. That's low-key why I think Spo let it go. And Spo did it because it was Bam, because he knows how much he's sacrificed and how much he carries the organization on his back. Because, but yeah, I was just proud of him. I was really happy for him, honestly. Just what, because me, I never really cared about the the BS kind of not the period of the game talk, more so how can I say this? Respect the game shit. Cause bro, it's people let so much shit go nowadays in terms of NBA basketball. We see the stars, Harden got praised for years for the foul baiting, Luka gets praised for the foul baiting. All this shit that kind of waters down the game, but you getting mad nigga that want to break a record. It's and my thing is, if you actually watch the game, I think a lot of people who have these feelings about Bam didn't actually watch the game, because it wasn't really the Heat doing the weird shit. It was the Wizards, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
They're double, triple teaming him. They're fouling other players. so Bam can't score. Like that's not nasty.
Yeah, just let the time run out at that point.
Yeah, it's like that's not nasty as hell. Trying to foul other players so he can't score. So it's like I feel like people have this opinion about the game, didn't actually watch the game for the most part, because for the most part he scored an ethical 70 points. I'll
Yeah.
even go as far he scored an ethical 77 points. But them last 6 points, I can't. Yeah, that's a little bit nasty. Because like even as like an objective fan, like the last 3 minutes was nasty basketball.
Oh yeah.
I can admit. I
Oh
can
yeah.
100%
It
admit
was it's garbage.
it was nasty basketball. That's cool. I'm fine with it. But I'm not going to dismiss the other 45 minutes of great basketball, because at the end of the day, he had 31 in the first quarter, guys.
Dog, that 31 was effortless too.
He
I'm
had
saying.
31 in the first quarter.
I'm saying, and
Like,
I'll speak at the end when you guys get to it. But yeah, we're
yeah,
gonna
he
keep
had
going.
31 in the first quarter. And so it's just like whatever, it's like whatever, he was due for a good game. It wasn't like it just came out of nowhere. Like, nah, he was cooking all game. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just proud of him, happy for him. Feel like he deserves it for what he does for the organization. But yeah, man, like, fuck the haters, man. I ain't gonna lie, fuck the haters for sure.
Jay, what's your opinion?
I think people just be hating, bro. It's like I guess because most people just see the last 7 minutes of the game. And it's like, oh, it's not basketball. This is blah 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 blah. But I went back and watched the whole game and see if if it was really like a stat packing or whatever like that. Like today's NBA is so different, where a 20 point lead is
Not
not
the same.
as substantial as it used to be. A
Like, yeah,
20 point
like
lead
you
is more
can
like a
come
20
back
point
from
lead.
20 points.
Yeah, and it'll be quick with it too. Like it only take about 3 minutes to get back from a 20 point deficit, and like it was within that range most of the game. So I get why he stayed in the game and why he had to stay in the game, because that lead could have evaporated really quickly. And not only that, he had nobody else on the court with him. Like everybody else was either hurt or
Yes,
benched or whatever. Like it was
yeah,
just Bam, just
that
Bam.
hasn't been talked about enough, in my opinion. That
I
he
agree with
was,
that.
yeah, that
He
hasn't been
had
talked
to
about
play
enough.
like that to keep
Right.
that winning streak going. He had to play like that, and like I mean, you could feel it even when even this past game when the Magic when they played the Magic, the whole the whole feeling was off, because you have your two top scorers back. They're trying to share the ball or whatever. It just wasn't working. And you see Ben they hit a field goal to the second quarter.
Mm.
It's just it was just the night was perfect for him, and the people were not really putting their pride aside or actually looking at the game like how they should be. And that's rich coming from me, where I'm not even a basketball guy, but I can see that it was the perfect storm, and he had to do what he had to do. It's actually kind of ironic, because we've been talking about for years that Bam needs to shoot more, be more assertive,
Yeah,
and
especially on the
this is the time
offense.
he needs to do it.
Mm-hmm. Same. Nick, as an outside observer, let me get your opinion before I say something.
I was happy for him. I think if he put some respect on his name. Like, I don't think nationally Bam gets enough respect for his game just in general, especially offensively. Defensively, sure. But like, he really can carry an organization. I don't necessarily know if people know that nation, like across the country. Like, there's a reason why he made the Olympics. Like, that nigga's not no slouch.
Yeah,
I
Two-time
was
gold
glad that he
medalist.
did it. So I was happy for him. Like, I mean, I hope you guys moving forward run more through BAM than the Tyler Hero experiment, which I don't understand how it's been going on for this long.
oh brother, oh man.
I think at this point we know what Tyler Hero is and isn't. Like, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, I was shocked that he had 80 something points, but I was like, damn, go ahead, young man, cook. You know, he was getting it. I'm happy for him. He's a good dude. He deserved it. I'm not
All right,
mad
so
at the way he did it, because like if you think about it, I actually never read the Wilt Chamberlain article, but we all watched something recently on YouTube that, like, if you read the article, they did the exact same thing. Like, getting 100 points within a What? How many minutes?
48-minute basketball game.
48-minute basketball game is not easy. Like you have to slow down the clock. They were
same
doing a
shit
bunch
too.
of
Like,
fouling and stuff too. Yeah, he did the
yeah,
same shit too.
same
Get
shit.
the 100
Yeah,
points.
same gay. Yeah, like, and the opposing team was doing the same gay stuff too.
Same shit too. Yeah, like when you break it down, they were doing the exact same thing to Wilt Chamberlain. So like, I don't understand what we're talking about here. And then even when Kobe scored 60, I watched that of his final game. All his teammates were doing was passing him the ball and telling him to shoot. They're like, just shoot, just shoot, just shoot, just shoot. So I mean, I don't know what you think those games look like getting that.
Well, yeah, and so like, look, I'm breaking down as simply as I can. Shouldn't be. That's not that'll be later. Sorry guys. It shouldn't be. Like, look, let's be very clear about the parameters of the game for Bam. Eric Spoelstra told Bam to be aggressive because Norman Powell, Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, and am I missing somebody? Wasn't playing. Oh, Andrew Wiggins.
Wiggins.
Wiggins. All of them were not playing. Literally, Bam was the only player besides probably maybe Hawkes who was capable of even getting 20 points. I'm not even talking about like, leading a score. I'm talking about being able to get 20 points in a game. I don't care that you're playing a tanking team. So you're missing like a whole starting lineup worth of players. So he had to be aggressive. And this man had 31 points in the first quarter. I think I agree with Austin. I agree with what Jay said. I agree with what you saying too, Nick. Like, I think like that part of it's not being talked about enough. It's obvious that a lot of the players that are hating on this didn't watch the game. Now, don't get me wrong. I also agree. The last 3 minutes were kind of bush league, and Bam didn't want them to foul, but they wanted to get it for him. That's another thing too. His teammates are doing this for him because they respect him so much.
They love him so much.
They love him. Like they follow this man because they know what he sacrifices. So this is the thing, and this has been my problem with a lot of Heat fans. And I think I told y'all about this. There's this guy on like the Heat that I talk about. His name, he put his thing name is Michael Weston, and it's like that. It's a nod to Burn Notice. The guy, like, it was a show back in 2010s where it based on Miami, and all he talks about is how much Bam sucks. Like, literally, you look, he's a part of one of the Miami Heat groups. His last six posts were how much Bam was not doing this. But whenever Bam is doing well, which he has been doing since the break, you don't hear a word from this man. Not a word. He came up with a stat last night. He talked about Bam's 3-point shooting for the last 3 games was 9 for 34. And I'm looking at him.
He's just talking about the negative stuff. Yeah,
all he does is talk about
it's
negative.
It's just a stick or whatever like that.
And then the first thing he does, it says, "Oh, you know what, man? It's really impressive that Bam was able to score 83 points as a mediocre player." I was like, "Shut the fuck up." I was like, "Do you listen to yourself from your Delulu Island and everything like that?" Then he goes, "Well, if Anthony Davis was healthy, this would out." I was like, "Are you serious?" Anthony Davis' nickname is Street Clothes. The reason why he's even on the list is because he doesn't play. And then he comes back, "Well, Anthony Davis played 20 games this season." I was like, "Are you serious?"
That's not a lot.
I was like 20 games out of a possible 6-7, and you think you proved the point? And the man didn't say anything after that. But like, I'm just like that was what was pissing me off. And I told you and Josh about this. Nick, that's what pissed me off that night. But then the national way, Kristaps, Kelly Oubre, Gordon Hayward, his reaction to it. I'm just like, he's like, that's unethical basketball. That shouldn't count. Robert Arory saying it's an asterisk. I'm looking at these guys and I'm like, for me, it felt like it was jealousy. That's what it felt like.
Because it is Bam. You know what I'm saying? Look, he's not known as a scorer. And then like the second scorer, like, and the fact that like somebody like him has the second most points in NBA history, it's kind of crazy. I can admit that. That's the thing. I can admit that.
For me, I think that makes it even better though. What I think,
like, that's why I do think there's some jealousy behind it.
Yeah, and I think that's the jealousy behind it. And I think they're like, well, yeah, I could do it if I did this and that. And that's why I praise Spo in the situation.
I could definitely do it.
Like, that's why I praise Spo in the situation. Spo did something that most coaches would not do. He let his player cook. And I think that's what Jimmy Hyroll was talking about. And I sent out a video about that. And I it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't the best basketball those last 3 minutes, but it was a highly ethical 77 points. And I agree with Austin about that. Also, too, they're acting as if like the fouls just were out of nowhere. And in the last couple,
they were hacking.
They were hacking shit out of this man because they couldn't stop him because he scored 31 points in the first quarter. they're beating the shit out of the man. And so also he has 62-3. Like this thing and one thing he has to say, and I hate that he has to defend himself because he shouldn't have to. It shouldn't be like, oh, you should respect Kobe or whatever. I was like, Kobe, people forget about Kobe's mentality. Kobe said it that night. He was going for the record. He was going for 100 points. Kobe had 70 at 4:52 left. And Kobe got most of his last 6 points at the free throw line as well. So he like people. I think people be forgetting that what happened in that game. Now, no, the only difference is that they were getting their ass beat for most of the game. Toronto was up, but in the fourth quarter, the Lakers went and took that lead like pretty quickly. And by the end of the game, they were up like 15, and he's still in trying to because he was still chasing points. He only got subbed out with 4.2 seconds left. I made a comment on something. I was like, they were like, how Kobe would have reacted. I was like, I agreed with Bam. Kobe probably would have told him, go do it again if you're so good. And then I had a bunch of people saying, oh, you're obviously not a Kobe fan, which on record, I'm not a Kobe fan. I'm not a Heat fan.
I'm not a Kobe.
That doesn't make me wrong. And I've had a quote to back it up. Kobe, in one of his last interviews before he died, said, we should celebrate people when they break your records. And then I put that up, and I haven't got a response to that because I had like 100 people comment saying I had no idea what I was talking about, and obviously you weren't a Kobe fan and you didn't know him, and like, why are you speaking for a dead man? It's like I think people forget what Mamba mentality really is. It's about going for it. It's about being competitive. Bam, I think, was competitive. I think he honored him in the best way he could because he actually went after it. So that shit pissed me off. I just like it. This felt like hateration on a player who absolutely does not deserve it. From the way that he came from Kentucky. Probably all he wanted to do was him just jump in the dunker spot and be this. He's a mostly defensive player, probably one of the best defensive players in the league, and I feel like he's never got enough credit for that, to scoring 83 points in a game because he is the best player on this team. And so, I think he deserves to be celebrated. And I gotta be fuck the haters on this. I understand, language. I put that on there, but congratulations to Bam. But let's talk about the Heat as well. This last run here. And I think the last two losses do concern me because they're two people who Miami has been in playoff contention against with the 76ers and the Magic. Does this change your outlook for the Heat? And let's start off with you, AJ.
No, it doesn't. No.
So you think maybe it's still a one and done, maybe a second round team? Maybe.
Maybe. I don't because like
first round?
Yeah, because who we beat in the first first round? Like we can't like we're not beating the Magic. Actually, no, we're not beating the Magic.
I'll say this: that series can go 7. The Magic can be beat.
Yeah, no, because like at the end of the day, playoffs is a different beast.
We also lose a lot of games we shouldn't be losing.
Yeah, like playoffs is a different beast. So it's like, but still, like at the end of the day, like they've
and y'all's coach is better than our coach. That's for goddamn sure.
I think. Well, that's the thing. I think that's what Miami's equilibrium is going to be. I think Miami has the best coach in the East. I don't think you can really debate that right now. I think that's the truth.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing. Is that going to be the only thing that's going for Miami? Because the thing is, Miami hasn't played at full strength either in about 20 games. So it's hard to gauge this team because when it does play at full strength, it seems like it loses something on the defensive end because of Tyler Hero. But when it plays without one of the players, it seems like it's a little bit better and it goes a little bit smoother.
It's kind of like a redundancy with Norm and Hero a little bit. I do think Hero does like a little bit more when it comes to passing and stuff, but overall it's kind of like a redundancy with like the two of them. So
I think one of them's got to be on the second unit, but it's like I don't think that's ever going to happen. Because I think Jaquez is playing so well with the second unit too. It may ruin his the way he plays, his value. What do you think, AJ?
I don't think you're wrong. I've already said it about it, but getting Norm was a good move. It probably would have if Jimmy was still on it would have been getting Norm would have been the perfect move if Jimmy was still on the team. Now he was an all-star this year. He carried us for like a good stretch of season because, as usual, Tyler Hero was hurt, so we needed that. But Tyler Hero coming back in the lineup kind of like made him kind of like a redundant. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. Mm-hmm. So I mean, at the end of the day, these are, in my opinion, Tyler and Norm are 2 6 men, and they have to start on out of necessity and out of pride. And they're trying to get, and both of them are trying to get paid. And they don't want to be paid 6-man money. And who want to be paid bench money anyway? So I don't blame them for that. But that's the reality of it. Like they're both fighting for contracts. That's like kind of like that's what you got kind of gotta like admit about these players sometimes. Like they're doing what they're doing because they're trying to get paid. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like it's hard for me to get mad at a man who wants to get who wants to get his money. So
Yeah, and I mean that's why I kind of gave Jimmy a pass last year too, because I understood it was like his contract year for him, but I did expect more. But at the same time, it's kind of like okay, you're making a choice. It is what it is.
mhm.
So when it comes to that, well, it is it. Let me ask this: is any updates to your predictions for the NBA Finals after basically getting into the final month here?
No. I mean, the Celtics have been a surprise. Honestly,
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna hang it up, but respect them for trying to win. I think Jason Tatum's a dumbass for trying to come back, but
I do too, but it ain't
it
my
is what it
legs.
is.
Oh, sit out. What are you doing?
It ain't my largest contract in NBA history either. So, but the thing is, the one thing about the Celtics will run you into the ground. So
That's what
it
I
is what
like,
it
bro.
is.
That's the thing. Like coming back early for the Celtics of all people. The Celtics.
Yeah.
I think someone tried to
It
say,
feels
"Oh
like it's
yeah."
his decision, though.
You said what?
I agree, but the thing is, if the Celtics truly cared about him, they would step in.
They
But
would have told him no. Yeah.
I know I'm being like I'm being a bit callous about how thing is, but this is how the Celtics have ran, and it's just this is their kind of their mo. You look at players, they kind of like they run them into the ground. Like Isaiah Thomas literally gave his hips and his motor function for them, and they were like, "Fuck you," basically, get out of my face.
And then people
So
were trying to be like, "Oh yeah, they really didn't care about Isaiah Thomas." Okay, how about Robert Williams?
mhm.
If they didn't care about Robert Williams, that's pretty nasty because he was your center and he kind of like held your defense together. So like and now they're trying to say, okay, so like who they really care about is Jason Tatum, which I believe, but at the end of the day, so they didn't care about all the other players at all. Like they didn't
So
care
he
about the players
expect me
at
to
all.
think. He expect me to think that they care about this player too. Now,
So
I don't
it's
know.
just like I just wouldn't like. I think period they just have a bad track record about this
Yeah.
type of stuff. That's just the
Really miss
reality
him.
of it.
I was thinking about this a
Oh,
lot later. I
yeah.
think there's a reason why the most injured superstar in NBA history, Anthony Davis, was adamant about not coming to the Celtics, even though they made a good offer for him for the Pelicans.
Really? When did that
No,
happen?
yeah,
He put that.
his dad was like absolutely
His
not.
dad was absolutely not. They said the Celtics made a good offer to him for the Pelicans, but
Oh,
the
yeah. I
his
remember
dad
that
said
now.
absolutely not. Because remember at that time, Boston had all those picks and everything from
Yeah.
Brooklyn, so they could have made I think they could have made actually a better trade offer than what the Lakers offered, really. But the Pelicans said no because AD and his camp was like absolutely not. We don't want to go there. And apparently, from what I understand too, people told him at the time not to go there as well. There
Yeah.
are players in the organization. I think it's Al Horford. That's who I think it was. Told him not to come here.
Al Horford, but he played there twice.
Yeah,
Alfred's
but
a,
Al Horford said he'll never go
Alfred's
there
a coon.
again.
Alfred's a coon, so it's just like
So,
it is what it is.
so he's gonna do as much as I
Why you?
love Al
That's a
Horford
big
from his Gator days.
accusation, Austin. Why you say that?
It's
Nah,
the
it's
truth.
bro. It's like the shit he be like the shit he be like the shit he be saying,
And shit is
shit he be
his
doing, how
sister to
he
say too.
moves, yeah, and how his sister moves too. It's just like coon,
I mean, he's
coon
What?
stuff.
Dominican. I don't know what you expected.
Yeah,
I
I
know
was about to
black.
say he's not. I don't think he sees himself as black.
Nah,
He's
nah.
Dominican.
Mind you, look at his dad.
Have you seen his dad
Most
before?
darkest
I haven't
nigga
seen
you
that.
That's the
ever
darkest
see in your
Dominican I've
life.
ever seen. Like for
Darkest
real.
nigga you ever see in your life.
Huh.
No, that's crazy part. His dad look Haitian.
Yeah.
His dad
That's
look
what he
Haitian.
His dad look like he's from the other side of the island. He really do. He really do. His name is Tito. His name is Tito Horford. Like, come on, man. Like, so I mean, I know there are a lot of people who are talking about the Spurs. I think that's a lot of the perfect space for me. I know they have a good record against like the top of the league right now, but the playoffs are a different monster. I think the Spurs are going to struggle. I think in the playoffs because all of it's going to be their first playoffs, except for maybe De'Aaron Fox. He's only played one series in that. So for me, I still think it's OKC's to lose. So all right, let's get into a bit of March Madness here. Hurricane and Gators. March Madness approaches. Miami has been a nice story with a great season. They did get scudded by Virginia the other night in the semifinal ACC, but they got to the semifinals ACC, which I don't think anyone would have been saying at the beginning of the year, being as what happened last year. And the
That's
Gators
true.
also lost in semis to Vanderbilt, but still probably be a number one or probably the first 2 seed. So, what do y'all think is going to be the ceiling for Miami here? And do y'all think the Gators can repeat? as national champions. Jay, let's start off with you if you've been paying attention to it, if you have an opinion
I think the ceiling is probably Sweet 16.
for the
I
Hurricanes.
don't. Yeah, I don't think they're, and that'll be a stretch for me. I don't think they're gonna get past the
I,
first.
I think
I mean,
I
second
think it depends on
round.
the matchups that they get.
Yeah, because if they get one eight or nine, seed, it's gonna be tough for them.
It's like what you put because I was looking. I don't think
Yeah, it's
it was,
not out yet. My bad. My
that was like
bad.
is that like a
No, it won't be out till like
projection?
3
Is
y'all
that like a
time.
projection?
No, it
'Cause
was on. They were doing something on Instagram of, I guess, looking back of selection Sundays for Miami, and kind of got
Oh, that was the year before
pump
our
fake.
Final Four year. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That
I
was the
got
year
pump
before our
fake.
Final Four
My
year.
bad.
That was the leader year.
Yeah, I got pump
Nah, you
fake. My
good, bro.
bad.
Nah, you good.
But yeah, the projections have been there 8 or 9. Well, I'll say this: they said that they had to win the game in the ACC tournament to get out of the 8 or 9 seed. So they might get a 7, they might get a 6.
And that was a good
It does
win.
depend on the matchup, huh?
And that was a good win by them against
That was
Louisville.
against
That
a
was a
team
good
that
win.
they're going to be
Yeah,
fighting for a
they
higher
should have
seed.
won. They should have beat them in
They
the
should have
regular
beat them.
season.
They should have beat them in the regular season. So
Absolutely.
I think Miami ends up as a 7. That's what I think. I think so. I think they could win the game. So it's going to be hard to get to the next weekend, but they think they can. Ajax, what do you think?
At the end of the day, like from what I said from the beginning of the year, what was kind of like really obvious about this team is that like they couldn't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So and they've proven that throughout the year, so that they can't shoot, but they've still won games because I think they can defend. I think they have guys. I think and what I mean by that, they have dudes who can score and they can step up. Trey Johnson is iffy, but Malik Ray knew he's a guy to me, so and he stepped up when when he's had to. So they've been able to power through them struggles. But when it comes to NCAA tournament, um, and people can just focus on you for like a week, I'm not sure how we can get to the Sweet 16. I'll be honest with you,
Yeah.
but I hope we do. But and then when it gets to Sweet 16, you not being able to shoot don't really matter because one thing that's like kind of underrated about the NCAA tournament, like yeah, you need to shoot, but a lot of kids can't shoot when they get to them big arenas. It's kind of hard to shoot in the big arenas because of the depth perception in the arenas. Y'all know I had a pretty short collegiate college career, and I played in one of the big arenas once. It was at SEMO, and like I ain't even know, I didn't know what to do. I was like, how do people shoot on this? Mind you, it's ridiculously fun, but like the crowd behind it is kind of really distracting because it's really different from what they're like. Even from like the regular college gymnasiums, is different. So, and that's when it comes down. That's when it kind of gets gritty, and that's when it comes down to being tough, be able to play defense and lock down the paint. And I think we have probably like the best defensive center in the ACC in Udo. So if we get this Sweet 16, we do have a chance to make a run, but I doubt it though. Because at the end of the day, I am a fan, but I do doubt it though.
I don't know. Nick, you have any opinion on college basketball? Have you been watching it all?
I was surprised Florida State went to the quarterfinals and hung in so tight. We almost pulled it out against Duke.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, no. I mean, I'm be honest with you, I'm a passive fan when it comes to college basketball. There's a lot that goes on over there. But March Madness is always something I lock in for. I don't always make a bracket, but they're always good games. I'll be excited for that.
I think it's second. I think it's the second funnest time of the year. March is behind college football and everything. So
that's true.
I think
I'm interested to see what John Calipari does with Arkansas. Though. Yeah.
Did they win today? Have they played yet?
It's about to come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think they're a 4-3 seed no matter what happens in that game. So we'll see what happens. For me, I do think I think the ceiling for Miami is Sweet 16. I talked about this with Cam Underwood a couple weeks ago, so that was actually really fun. I hope y'all get to check that out, please. Shameless plug and everything. Mm-hmm. I think really when it comes down to, I think the Gators are really depending on where they're at. I think they're going to be either the last 1 seed or the first, 2nd seed, probably playing against UConn. One of the other ones, I think they're going to be in a good position to repeat. So the way that they play, the way they rebound, they're big men, the way they shoot free throws, the way they shoot, their guard play. It's not as good as having those 3 NBA guards they had last year, but still I watched them a lot. Their games are on a lot. I don't know how we got them on a lot of Dave Busters, but they really impressed me as the way they played down the stretch. Now, I didn't watch yesterday. I didn't know what happened against Vanderbilt, but I think that's just kind of a blip on the radar a little bit. So, I mean, I think they do once again emerge as one of the favorites. I think so. Ajax, what do you think as far as favorites for the tournament? Do you think the Gators can repeat?
I think they can. That kid they got from Princeton, he's been better the back half of the season. I was kind of scared for him a little bit, but I knew he would figure it out because last year when Princeton played P5 opponents, he was good. So it's not like he should have had trouble. I think he had time. I think he had to adjust to the team of a P5 and him not being like the super main guy where like everything goes through him.
Right.
I think he had to get used to that, but I think he adjusted pretty well down the stretch. Yeah, I think they have a chance. I don't like their coach because I think
you don't like Golden.
I think he's a little arrogant. He got a little bit of some accusations too.
I mean, like what he said about after beating Kentucky was a bit
arrogant. He was like, "Yeah,
so
we never like I should have been by more."
Trailed. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, but calm down.
You're not supposed to. You're better than this team. Like Kentucky for the first time in a very long time spent most of the season unranked. So yeah. I'm like, it's not like a world beater team here. I understand there's a rivalry there, but I'd be real.
That's probably why he said it. Thinking about it now, that's probably why I said it because it's a rivalry. But yeah, I ain't really like what he was talking about. But hey, it is what it is. I get it. Yeah, I think they have a chance, better than anybody. I'm trying to think of the teams. Obviously, Duke. They're always going to be there. They have the Boozer Twins.
Well, the other number one seed is probably going to be Duke, Michigan, and Arizona. Those are three, I think, set one seeds. I think it's either Florida or UConn. Neither of them won their conference, but I think those two are going to be the fourth one seed or the first, second seed.
It's probably going to be Florida because it's kind of more of an indictment on UConn, them not winning their conference than Florida.
Yeah. And then Florida at least won their conference in season. So
yeah.
So I do think that, but either way, I think they're both in the same region again. I think Florida and UConn will probably be playing each other in the Elite Eight if things work out. So,
but I think Arizona has a chance. I think Florida has a chance. I don't think UConn has a chance. I think they're done.
What about Michigan? Have you seen them play?
I haven't seen Michigan play, so I can't really speak on them. I've seen Duke play though, and
I think they're pretty good. I do think they may miss that guard a little bit, but Boozer, the other Boozer twin, has been playing really well in the tournament. So
yeah, I knew he would. People trying to say he's only ranked because of his brother, but nah, he's actually a good player.
He's got some skills. He could play ball.
Yeah, he's actually a good player.
But
low key, like he got low key the bigger one got like a lot of his points off in high school, especially
because of his brother passing it. Yeah, I used to watch their games.
Yeah,
his brother would just go down, break down defenses, and get him the ball.
So like, hey, it is what it is. I get it, but yeah. So yeah.
All right. Moving on to the final part, we're going to do a state of the programs here in the Florida region. First off, we'll start off Miami from the fans. It'll be Ajax, Jay, myself, of course. Then we'll start Florida State from the alum, and then we'll talk about Florida from sons of an alum. So let's start off with Miami. Ajax, let's start off from you. What is the state of the program in your mind for the Miami Hurricanes going into spring?
I think it's phenomenal. Man. I'm happy. We got that Nick Lanier recruit. He's one of them 5-star receivers, one of them 5-star South Florida receivers that's been eluding us these last couple of years. Unlucky for us, he's not of the same caliber of his old 5-star receivers that we lost over the year. He's not Jeremiah Smith. He's not any other guys, but he is a 5-star receiver nonetheless. He's a good to great player. He transferred to Carroll City because the Chaminade guys are at Carroll City now. So he transferred to Carroll City to be with them. And because I think all the turmoil at Northwestern as well. So I think that was a good decision for him to transfer, honestly. So he's at Carroll City now. But yeah, it was I feel like it was good. And we're trending in the right spot for the two other 5-stars in South Florida. So I think we're in a great spot. I think we finally have proof of concept now to the extreme. Well, not to the extreme, we'd be actually winning the national championship. But us getting there and the teams that we beat along the way, it kind of proves that we're here to stay. Because kids like throughout the years or whatever like that, kids have tried to use the the BS excuse. Well, yeah, I don't know if Miami can do this, they can do that. Well, yeah, now we can, and you've seen it, and they can't. It's like we're kind of like undeniable now when it comes to that. And I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of like the biggest nightmare of the Georgias, the Alabamas. Kirby Smart knows, Nick Saban knows. Well, Nick Saban always knew. So like Ohio State knows. Like who you think Georgia and Ohio State, like who you think like Georgia, Alabama, and all the SC was rooting for that Ohio State Miami game?
Ohio State.
Ohio
You know
State,
it.
because they know if
They want the
know
status
if
quo
we
to stay
actually
the same.
get, especially if we actually get, they know if we actually get success, that it's over for some of these recruiting pipelines that they had in Florida, period. Not even just South Florida, just Florida. So that was a great win by us. Well, I just feel like the program's in a great spot right now. I feel like we're trending in the right direction. I'm kind of nervous, low key, about this year because like I feel like we filled the positions that we needed to, but it's like, yeah, how's it gonna come together? How's it gonna come together? So I'm just nervous about it. So yeah, but I
I
feel like
get
the
that.
program's in a great spot.
Jay, what is your state of the program?
I think it's really big that we have our starting quarterback in the building for spring ball, and he's ready to perform, to practice and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Although I did express on on an earlier podcast that I thought it would be interesting to see some of the young guns giving the
Like
reins and
Nickel and
older
Coleman.
ones, Luca
Nickel and
and what was it?
Coleman.
Yeah, and Coleman. It would have been really nice to see, but for this year, having him in the building, having him get to mesh with his receivers, I think is big. And not having a spring transfer portal, it's also big because now you know it's your team. You don't have to worry about, oh, am I gonna lose this guy? Or am I gonna have this guy at the end of the spring ball? You can just go all in, get all the relationships down pat and everything. So right now, it's a great we're in a great space. There's been talk about we may have the number one recruiting class. Um, I think it's too early to even to think like that, but
I feel like we got to get the people who usually have the number one recruiting class have a 5-star quarterback in the class. And I don't think that's ever going to happen for us, honestly.
yeah,
Just being transparent about that.
I don't think they try to get the 5 stars at quarterback. I think they want highly ceiling players, low floor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, right now I'm very happy with the program and seeing how it's building up, and it's very nice to see them taking it seriously. And I'm looking at the other right now. I'm probably looking at the other programs more than I'm looking at Miami,
Yeah.
seeing how they bounce back.
Yeah, that's great. I'm not really worried about Miami. I know we're good. Like, I know we're
Oh,
good.
yeah.
It's kind of interesting to say that after what's happened, especially where we started this podcast. One of our first things that we talked about is how to get Miami to where it needed to be, and we talked about it being in the trenches, and being an offensive line and defensive line, and seeing where they were at this year. It's a fruit of all those labors that we talked about. So I mean, like I actually went back and kind of looked at our first one because I came up on my mentions about a month ago, like when we posted a teaser for it and talked about what Miami needed to be and to get back to where it needed to be. And we needed trench work. We needed to get offensive line and defensive line. I trust Mirabel. I trust Cristobal when it comes to the offensive line. I know we're losing a lot off of that, and I know that can make or break a team. But I trust the talent. I trust the foundation that Miami has. So and also the schedule is not hard. I think it'd be shocking if Miami had less than double-digit wins. I feel. When it comes to it. So I'm very happy about that. For me, I think it's kind of funny when we get to the pack where basically you got Florida State and Florida fans making fun of us because we lost the national championship while they were watching at home. Didn't even go to bowl games this year and having like this. I've had to remind Florida State fans they haven't won a road game in 2 years. I'm sorry, Nick, but some of them are just asking for it. Like you're gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, you guys suck because you guys lost the national championship game in your home stadium."
Oh yeah, they try. Or y'all lost it at home though. I'm like,
You know, lost to the home. I'm like,
what?
we also won 3 championships at home. Like, thing is, like, we're like, that's the thing. I talked a little bit about Miami fans being delusional, but one thing is, I think it's an epidemic between all of Florida. And I'll let you do your state of the program in a moment, but I got to get this out. Like, if Florida State fans, if you're in one of those groups that I talk to and you're telling me like that I should be ashamed that we lost a national championship, 3 years after losing to Middle Tennessee State, you must be out your fucking mind. Because like I think y'all would kill for the season that Miami just had.
It
So
would.
especially that. And then so speaking about college basketball, this is a team that got mad at us for participation trophy. Y'all lifted a banner that has y'all final ranking in 2020 because there wasn't a NCAA tournament that year and y'all were good. So I want to hear shit about moral championships and everything for Florida State fans. That's all I'm talking about. Those Florida State fans, not you, Nick. I trust your opinion because you're actually real about it. But all I have to say about Win Miami. I love the foundation that we have right now. So let's see the state of the program for Florida State from alum. Nick, if you would regale us the state of the program for Florida State right now.
Oh, kudos to you guys. I'm feeling so comfortable about where your school is. Congratulations in that.
I mean,
I-
you've been telling us to be comfortable all these years. Now there you
God,
are. What's going on?
my
Not cool
God.
with the shoes on the other foot, huh?
No, it sucks. My God. And I have no idea where the state of our program is going, to be honest with you. I don't even know. I'm not a Mike Norvell hater, nor am I a Mike Norvell fan at this point. I believe he is a good coach. I don't know if he's the coach for us. This man is a used car salesman. I do know that. If
Yes,
you hear
sir.
him speak, you want to believe him. But I've drinking from that cup of Kool-Aid, and I am not somebody that's gonna fall for it twice. Shame on me. No, sir. I do not believe you, Mike Norvell. I will wait and see. Now, I am encouraged that we are actually retaining some prospects from last season, which I do think bodes well. I am not a believer that it's going to be terrible now that he's calling offensive plays. I actually think our offense is the best when he was calling offensive plays. Now, granted, we had different pieces when he was the offensive play caller, but I do think he times things up in a timely manner. And I've never been a fan of Gus Malzahn's offense, so I will take uh, Mike Norvell's version of that any time of the day. Um, I honestly just don't know. I mean, this is the best recruiting class we've had since he's been here. Um, but that also doesn't mean that much because it's not like we're about to start a bunch of freshmen this year. So I don't know what that bodes well for us for this year. And then, we were transfer portal heavy, but we really didn't land any big transfers this season. So really, it's kind of a wait and see.
Who's your quarterback this year?
That kid from Auburn.
Oh, Deuce Knight?
Not
Yeah.
Deuce Knight.
The
The
black
one that
dude.
played in the Alabama game.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's not
I
very
don't know.
good.
I forgot his name. He was at Stanford last. He was at Stanford the previous year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you're right. Everything you said is correct. He's mediocre. I mean, I don't. It seems like we're gonna do a lot of run pass options. We'll see. I he doesn't. I've watched a bunch of his film. It doesn't impress me. Um,
He fits y'all offense. He fits that offense.
he yeah, but I don't think he's a true running quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, and he doesn't really have that big of an arm. He's not very accurate. So I mean,
I mean, I do you think that offense needs a big arm?
the offense doesn't need a big arm.
Yeah,
No,
that's what I'm
but
saying. I don't think the offense really needs a big arm like that though. So
what do
that's
you
kind of.
what do you excel in? What is he excel in? Because I don't think he
I think
runs the
you
ball
just.
very well.
I think he's a playmaker. I think he's a playmaker. I think he makes plays. That's kind of like what I mean by like he's good for y'all offense. Like he's
That's
not
what you
gonna
think.
like
Wow.
if the first read not there, he ain't gonna he ain't gonna let the play die. That's kind of what I mean.
Oh, well, you're being very generous. Thank you, Austin.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. God.
I'm not a believer in him. I kind of wish we would start our backup. Um,
Who's the
Sam
backup?
something. I forget his name. Sam something. He
Mhm.
wears number 3. I'd rather just turn the team over to him because he's essentially supposed to take the team over next year. Um, So I kind of wish we would just do that now and then just really see what we have and then be ready to go for the year after. Um, I do think our defense will be better than last year. I do think that. I think our defense had some bright moments last year. I'm the one. I believe that they were on the field too much. I do know that we need to get better at the linebacker position, which I don't think we've addressed. Well, we addressed it with a recruit, but I don't think we've addressed it for next season. Yeah, so it's kind of just wait and see. I mean, I kind of just feel like we're all just waiting for Mike Norvell to get fired.
Yeah.
Just to be perfectly honest with you. I'm really upset because I heard that we had a legitimate chance to get James Franklin, but James Franklin wanted it like he wanted something more concrete before the season was over that he was going to get the job there. And FSU didn't want to give it to him. But we had a legitimate, like, we were one of his top two suitors to take over, but we didn't want to.
If he went, if he went to Virginia Tech, then hell yeah, like y'all definitely was on his list if he went to Virginia Tech.
What I heard, like his first thought was y'all. That's what I heard.
Yeah, so like y'all remember that's the coach I wanted. I was like,
yeah, and I remember saying I was like, I actually would hate that. I would because like James Franklin's a much better coach than what happened at Penn State.
No, I was happy as hell even to Virginia Tech, not Florida State.
Me too. Me too.
I was happy as hell. I'm like, hey, salute.
Don't get me wrong. I think what he can do, I think he can do a lot at Virginia Tech. People be forgetting how good Virginia Tech was, and he can tap into that and everything. But I think he would have done a lot more damage at Florida State, especially with us. So I'm glad he went to Virginia Tech. I'm glad that y'all were incompetent in that way. And if I may, I will say that.
So dumb. So dumb.
Well, also I heard there was an outside chance because of Lane Kiffin, but like y'all lost him because of the same thing. That's what I heard as well. But I heard it wasn't as concrete as like James Franklin.
Too much money. It was way too much money.
That's part of it too. All right, so we'll talk a little bit about Florida from sons of an alum. Our dad is a Florida Gator fan, so we do have a softness for him. Jay, do you have anything to add as far as Florida goes?
I don't really see a direction. It's been kind of quiet from what I can tell too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get some inklings on the recruiting trail, but I don't. It's been kind of eerie, and that kind of scares me.
So I mean, he talked about how he wants to win, but he says he kind of looked at the landscape here, and he doesn't think it's going to happen this year. He kind of basically said that. So
he said that. He came out and said that.
Not really. Not in so many words. John Summerall.
He said his expectations low.
He said like basically it's kind of like how he worded it. He was saying he's like I want to win very badly, but he said he kind of has tempered his expectations. That's what he said, basically. So I wasn't surprised that DJ Lagway ended up transferring because of the year that he had last year. I was surprised in the way he went down. Apparently, so,
apparently they said your job ain't secure, so that's why he left.
Yeah. Which that does kind of disappoint me in DJ Lagway. I'm like, yo, why don't
it probably wasn't that. It probably wasn't that because at the end of the day, bro, they probably said some stuff. They probably wanted him to leave. Honestly,
that was my thought process.
They probably wanted him to leave. So I'm not really.
Yeah, him staying would have been great for him.
But I'll say this though. But I think it also would not have been a good look had you went and told probably one of the more talented quarterbacks to come there, I straight up, I don't want you because of one bad season when he was injured for most of it. So he probably made it seem like he didn't want to compete, and that makes it look better for him, and it makes it look better for the team. Mm-hmm. So I agree with Austin. I think they kind of told him they didn't really want him, and so he read the writing on the wall. But so because
these kids be knowing like what you because like that's kind of like the thing about like this type of era. Like the adults be getting mad at the kids for leaving, and like it'd be situations like the DJ Lago situation where like they kind of get pushed out, and it's obvious that they don't want to be there. And then when they stay the next year, they literally just waste the year eligibility on BS.
So I don't think the coaches want the drama of keeping him. I don't necessarily think it even has anything to do with him. Just the fans were so fed up with him that to keep the drama of DJ Lagway on would have been a lot. Just from
I can say that. You can say that, but Aaron Philo is not more talented than DJ Lagway. So I'm like,
He just knows the offense of the guys
yeah.
coming in. So
So
and sometimes it's better, but
and like we talked about it on this podcast, the reason why it wasn't so much that DJ Lagway suffered, he struggled last year, but it was because he didn't play spring or fall. Halfway through the season, he had only had 5 practices under his belt. He had more games than practices. So I think at that point, it's like you have to kind of look at it like, and this kid, the most important, I think the most important development for a quarterback is between that freshman and sophomore year. Like those camps, when you're able to get fully in the weight room, when you're able to develop your body, when you're able to get practicing with your receivers. That's why I thought that's what scared me about Miami last year was the fact that Carson Beck did not play sprint. That's what frightened me about it. I actually thought the team could be very good with his running backs coming back, with the wide receiver room that we had, I thought. But I knew we were going to be using a lot of pass catchers, but I thought, if they're able to get into work, we'll be fine. But that's what concerned me. But I thought that Florida was going to be fine, and that's one of my sleeper picks because I was under the impression that he was playing and practicing that entire time, but he wasn't. And so that if I had known that, I would have picked them to finish where they finished last year. So instead of it being a shock to the nation and Billy Napier losing his job. But I think that with that, I think they have to kind of temper their expectations. I think Florida's defense is going to be good again. I think they have a lot of talent, but they're going to have a lot of talent. Again, ball coming back, great running game, great running back. Wide receiver room, they're going to have talent there as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But, I mean, I'm not the biggest believer in Aaron Philo, but then, he did beat us. So really, what can I really say?
And you count that as an Aaron Philo win? You count
I counted as both because Aaron Philo was the one who got that 4th and whatever, that 4th and 12 or 3rd and 20 whatever against us when we were like, we could have like kind of got the ball back and went up for the win. So that's definitely what the game that kind of put it a little bit out of reach. So I'll give it both. That's just really a heartbreaking game 2 years later, but it's 2 years later.
Yeah, so, I get it.
All right. Appreciate y'all for joining us. We are glad to be back. Hopefully we have a few more of these, and especially talking about the March Madness tournament, seeing what happens and seeing if the Heat actually can get a little better to get and surprise us a little bit. But
and the World Cup is coming.
Say what?
Yeah.
The World Cup is coming.
And also, too, we're going to be having episodes, especially me and Jay will be talking about the World Cup. We are very excited about it. Hopefully, we get to.
Oh, USA made it to the World Cup?
If you host,
you're a host nation.
You're a host nation, you're automatically in it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, yeah, USA, Canada, and Mexico are automatically in it. They're your host nations.
Hold up.
A lot more teams
qualify. So, and the U.S., we'll see.
Where are the games being held at?
Probably LA.
There. All over the place. Literally.
Well, the USA is going to be in California, but
yeah, I figured that. I figured they would be in LA.
There are going to be games right down the street from my house. There are going to be games right down the street from Austin's place. There'll be not Tallahassee, but
brother! Brother!
Games in
Atlanta, Charlotte,
yeah, everything. So there'll be games in all of our areas. Yeah.
Hold up.
Prices are ridiculous, so I'm.
Hold up. So we're going to be the host nation of the World Cup and the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we got a World Cup, and then LA got the Olympics in 2028. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I don't think the Hard Rock gonna be left standing, my boy.
Well, no, the Olympics are gonna be in LA, so it won't be Miami. Remember, the Olympics are always in just one city.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so LA is
and I don't think the Miami didn't get me any really marquee group games.
So what games though? Like
you're gonna have to look it up, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
There's a quarterfinal that Miami has. Miami did get a quarterfinal. So, but I don't think the semis are going to be. I think in New York, California.
That CONCACAF game that was here, they tore the place up.
Yeah. I heard about that. Yeah.
They tore this place up.
But also, too, Miami has enough international people that live in it that it's going to get packed anyway. But yeah, so it's going to be an exciting year.
Talk about camp and watch. That vibe is going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So it's coming. We got the World Cup coming up. Got basketball season coming up, and then of course before long, skipping baseball. We'll be right back to talking about football again. So thank y'all so much for joining us. For my boy Jay,
for
Ajax, and for Nick,
hey,
it is your favorite music nerd, Philip Jackson Jr. Thank you so much for joining us again. We will see y'all next time. Off 199th out.